here only. Let me take a quick recap what we did earlier and what we are going to do today. So we started from in the last class we covered what is the knowledge representation. So by how machines do all the things comes under the knowledge representation and reasoning that we already learned, and we already covered what to represent like object, event, performance, meta knowledge, facts, and knowledge base. We already covered all these because this is something which we have to represent it whenever we have to represent the knowledge. So and yes, in the last class we covered types of knowledge. There are various types of knowledge: declarative, heuristic, meta, procedural, and structural. We already covered in detail this thing. So today we are going to start it from here. That is relationship in knowledge and the intelligence. What is the difference between knowledge and the intelligence? So knowledge of a real world plays a vital role in intelligence because without knowledge you are not intelligent, and the same for creating artificial intelligence also. So it means without knowledge no machine is become intelligent. So knowledge plays a very important role because knowledge, let us suppose a machine have a huge data set, but if it has no knowledge to how to use that database, then that machine is not a good machine, or what we call the smart machine. So smart machine is a machine which have a very strong knowledge, not knowledge base. So knowledge plays an important role in demonstrating intelligence behavior in AI agent. An agent is only able to accurately act on some input when he has some knowledge or experience about that input. I think it is very easy to understand. Now, let's suppose if you met some person who is speaking in any other language which you do not know, then how you will able to act on that? Then how you reacted on that? The same thing applies to the intelligence behavior of an agent. At a different situation, how that machine acts, that depends upon how strong its knowledge base. So similarly, obviously, if we have some person speaking in some another language, definitely we'll try to understand his or her language by Google Speak, or by by using some tools, we, or by some signs, we sign language we want, we able to understand what that particular person want to say. So this is very important to understand. But what uh, let's okay, as we know, see in below diagram there is one decision maker which acts by sensing the environment and using knowledge. But if the knowledge part will not present, then it cannot display intelligent behavior. What it means? Now let me clearly describe this. See, sensing, knowledge, and action. See, these are the three things which are intelligent citizen do. But you know, by clubbing these three things, a decision maker is there, which is take a decision. If your sensor do only sensing and action, that is what we call weak intelligence. That can perform only these things, means sensing and action. But what if we apply the knowledge also with along with the sensing and action? That will make that device, that particular thing, more or more intelligent. So this knowledge represents one important role in decision making. So without knowledge, if you take a decision, then it is just like a simple machine having no machine learning kind of thing. But if you apply the knowledge also, and not only the knowledge, and also give a feedback to the knowledge database, then it is what we call machine learning. So let me quickly move towards the next. Yeah, AI knowledge cycle. This is very important. An artificial intelligence system has the following component for displaying intelligence behavior. Means to display the intelligence behavior, an artificial knowledge cycle must have these five things. That is perception. Second thing is learning, then knowledge representation and reasoning, then planning, and then execution. So these five things, it is needed to make a system, to make the system, knowledgeable. So perception, learning, knowledge representation, reasoning, planning, and education. So these are the basic blocks which make AI knowledge cycle. So let me describe this. The above diagram is shown how an AI system can interact with the real world and what component help it to show intelligence. AI system has perception component also, by which it retrieves the information from the environment. This is a perception component which retrieve information from the environment. It can be visual, audio, or another form of sensory input, because it is just kind of sensor which can take input like an audio, video, or any sensory input. The learning component is responsible for learning from data captured by perception component. This learning also take get enriched by taking an input from the perception. So the learning component is responsible for learning from the data captured by the perception component. In the complete cycle, the main components are knowledge representation and reasoning. This knowledge representation and reasoning, because machine, if it takes action on some perception, then that action must be reasonable. It should not be beyond the reason. It should not. It must be something which is acceptable by others also. So that is why it is that is why the learning component is responsible for data captured by the perception component. In a complete cycle, the main components are knowledge representation and the reasoning. These are the two components are involved in showing the intelligence of a machine like humans. These two components are independent with each other but also coupled together. The planning and execution depends on the analysis of knowledge representation and reasoning. So everything in a machine, the action is basically depend upon this knowledge representation and reasoning. Knowledge representation means the action is taken due to some knowledge and with a proper reasoning. It is not that the knowledge is there and you just pick it. It is also depend upon the action. The proper reason behind that, why you are adopting that particular knowledge. So this is all about this. Now, approaches to knowledge representation. There are mainly four main approaches to represent knowledge for the knowledge representation. Number one is the simple rational knowledge. It is the simplest way of storing facts, which uses the rational method, and each fact about a set of object is set out systematically in a column like this. That is just like a rational database. I think you learned in the database management system. So this is a way how to simplest way of storing the facts means like a player one has a weight 65 and age 23. So these are the facts about the player one. Similarly, for the player two, these are the facts, his weights and his age. So this is the facts, and if you store it in the simple columns like a table, then it is called simple rational knowledge. The approaches of knowledge representation is famous in database system where the relationship between the different entities is represented. The approaches have little opportunity for inference. So it has a little opportunity for inference means to conclude something out of this, because it is already self-explanatory. So the following is a simple rational database representation of the knowledge. Second one is the inheritable knowledge. In the inheritable knowledge approach, all data must be stored into a hierarchy of the classes. Hence, you have to store like in a hierarchy. Like a Peter, he is a cricketer, he is also a player, he is an adult player. So this is how hierarchically this data is stored. So in inheritable knowledge, number one, first point is in the inheritable knowledge approach, all the data must be stored into a hierarchy of classes. Number two, all classes should be arranged in a generalized form of hierarchical manner. Means every other classes is also stored hierarchically. In this approach, we apply inheritance property. I think everybody knows this. It is a concept of OOPS. So to apply our inheritance properties, elements inherit values from the other members of a class. It also, can take values from the other classes. This approach contains inheritable knowledge, which shows a relation between instance and the class, and it is called instance relation also. Every individual trait can represent the collection of the attributes and its value. In this approach, objects and the values are represented by box nodes, and we, with the help of the arrow, we represent the values like this. This is an example of. This is just like inheritance database that the way in which you represent the inheritance, the database in the inheritance style, like Peter. Again, I am telling you, like an instances are Peter and Ankit. They both are cricket. Peter is a cricket player, and he means this is the category of the game. And then they are both are the player. Then they are adult males. So this way to represent anything in a database, that is what we call inheritable knowledge. So you must have to understand this. In simple rational knowledge, the knowledge is represented by the columns only, and inheritable knowledge, the knowledge is represented in the form of inheritable tree, where each and every category is defined explicitly as shown in this figure. So let me move towards the next one, inferential knowledge. This is another type of it is another type or approach of the knowledge representation. The third representation is inferential knowledge. Now, inferential knowledge, as the name suggested, inferential knowledge approach represent knowledge in the form of formal logic. Means like this. This approach can be used to derive more facts. It guaranteed correctness. This is comes under predicate knowledge. We will do it after this session. In the next session, we will do the predicate logic also. So this is an example shown in inferential. Like if somebody says Marcus is a man and all men are mortal. So from these two statements, one can inference. Inference means nishkarsh. We already covered this in nishkarsh. By these two statements, what nishkarsh we can pick it out. What result we can pick it out. That is, if Marcus is a man and all mans are mortal, it means Marcus is mortal. It means Marcus is mortal. So how? Like man, Marcus. Then this is representation that we learned in predicate logic. So just wait for another one class. I will cover how you can write this thing. What is the meaning of this sentence? We will cover it in the next class. So let me move towards the next, procedural knowledge. Yeah, procedural knowledge approach. This is the fourth one approach. So till now, what we covered, let me quickly again repeat it. First one, we are doing the approaches of knowledge representation. First one, we read simple relational knowledge, in which the knowledge is represented in the form of table, normal table, and in inheritable knowledge, we represent the knowledge in the form of hierarchy tree like this. And in inferential knowledge, we have some couple of sentences, and from that sentences we took some inferential, means inference, that is what we call, that is comes under the inferential knowledge. So let me quickly move towards the last one, procedural knowledge. Procedural knowledge approach uses small programs and the codes which describes how to do specific things and how to proceed. Means there is a certain set of rules, already pre-described rules, like if else or something, or there are certain set rules which we have to use as a procedure to to get a knowledge. So in this approach, one important rule is if and then else. I think everybody knows this. In this knowledge, we can use the various coding languages such as Lisp or Prolog. These are the early languages which is used in AI. Nowadays they have a very little use, but still you must have to understand this Lisp and Prolog. And I already made one video, although it is not in your course list. But if you want to learn the basic of the list, I will share it with you also, and you can find it on my channel also. So let me move further. We can easily represent heuristic or domain specific knowledge using this approach, but it is not necessary that we can represent all the cases in this approach. That is why I'm saying it has a very little use. So I think this is over for we have four ways to represent knowledge. If anybody have any problem, let me discuss with you all. Yes, anybody? If you have any problem in approaches to knowledge representation, okay, let me ask quickly to one any one of you. Okay, I think Shakshi. Yes, Shakshi. Could you tell what are the different approaches to knowledge representation?
So there are four approaches to knowledge representation.
Yeah.
First one is simple relational knowledge. सर इट्स इसमें हम मतलब रो एंड कॉलम के फॉर्म में स्टोर करते हैं
Hmm.
फैक्ट्स एंड
Right.
सर
Right.
इसमें लिटिल अपॉर्चुनिटी होती है फॉर इन्फ्रेंस के लिए. सेकंड वन इज इनहेरिटेबल नॉलेज. इसमें डेटा जो स्टोर होता है इनहेरिट के फॉर्म में हम उसको स्टोर करते हैं और इसमें हम इनहेरिटेंस प्रॉपर्टी भी अप्लाई करते हैं. देन सर थर्ड वन इज इन्फ्रेंशियल नॉलेज. इसमें सर ये रिप्रेजेंट करता है फॉर्मल लॉजिक्स की फॉर्म में नॉलेज को.
Hmm.
एंड दिस इट कैन ऑल्सो बी this approach can be used to derive more facts. Then sir last one is procedural knowledge. इसमें हम small programs and codes use करते हैं describe करने के लिए specific things. Basically इसमें if then rule use होता है एंड इसमें कोडिंग लैंग्वेजेस भी यूज़ की जाती हैं.
ठीक है, good, good, very good. So I think everybody understand this. What are the knowledge ways to represent the knowledge. So these are the four ways to represent the knowledge. Now let me quickly move towards the next topic. So requirement for knowledge representation system. So what are the for a good knowledge representation system? What what properties you needed? So these are the four properties which very much very essential to very essential requirement to represent a good knowledge based system. One is representational accuracy. Your knowledge representation system should have the ability to represent all kinds of required knowledge. Yes, it should not be it should not be incomplete. It must be completed in all respect. That is what we call the representational accuracy. If the knowledge based system should not have this quality, it is not good. So it should have been a representational accuracy. Number two, the inferential accuracy. Yes, let us suppose there are certain sentences, but your knowledge based system is not able to get a good out of it. Means it is unable to present a particular conclusion. It means the inference. If your system is unable to present the particular which is appropriate solution, then your inferential adequacy is less. So your inferential adequacy means that accuracy or adequacy is the same thing. So it must be very good. So knowledge representation system should have ability to manipulate and representational structure to produce new knowledge corresponding to the existing structure. And next one is the inferential efficiency. Now, what is the difference between accuracy or efficiency? Accuracy means the how much accurate it will gives the result to you, and efficiency means how fast it respond to you. So the ability to direct the inferential knowledge mechanism into the most productive direction by storing appropriate guides. So this is what we call inferential efficiency. So similarly, there is a acquisiential efficiency, the ability to acquire the new knowledge easily. Also, your knowledge base the knowledge base should be keep on updating itself also to make it more accurate, to make itself more accurate for the future use. It must be have good acquisiential efficiency. So acquisiential efficiency means to adopt the new things, the new something which is occurring first time. It must be get stored back into the knowledge base. So With this, these are the four main requirements to represent a knowledge-based system. If anybody have any query, you may ask me. Okay, I think nobody have no queries, so let me ask somebody. Okay, let me ask to the Anurag. Anurag, what are the requirements for knowledge representation system?
सर बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट्स जो होते हैं वो 4 टाइप्स के होते हैं, जैसे हम सामने पॉइंट्स देख रहे हैं। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल रिप्रेजेंटेशन एक्यूरेसी, दैट मीन्स जो कोई भी चीज़ जिस भी तरह की होगी उसकी ऑल टाइप ऑफ रिक्वायर्ड नॉलेज हमें पता होनी चाहिए, तभी वो रिप्रेजेंटेशन सही से इम्प्लीमेंट हो पाएगा।
Very good.
सेकंड, इन्फरेंशियल एडिक्वेसी, नॉलेज रिप्रेजेंटेशन सिस्टम जो भी होता है वो एबिलिटी मेंटेन और मैनिपुलेट कर पाएगा। लाइक जहाँ पे जब हमारे को उसकी नॉलेज पता लग गई क्या क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है, तो उसमें वो उसको मतलब मैनिपुलेट मतलब तोल मटोल कर पाएगा कि क्या ये बेनिफिशियल रहेगा या नहीं रहेगा। बिकॉज समथिंग, अगर हम एक सिंपल एग्जांपल ले, लाइक कैलकुलेटर का फंक्शन है कोई, और उसमें हम ए बी सी डी कैरेक्टर डाल दें तो सर वो बिल्कुल ही इनएडिक्वेट हो जाएगा।
Very
ठीक
good.
है। थर्ड हमारा पॉइंट है सर इन्फरेंशियल एफिशिएंसी। इन्फरेंशियल सर क्या होता है, लाइक जैसे नॉलेज मैकेनिज्म हुआ, देन उसके आगे अगर हम उसको प्रोडक्टिव और बना पाए, लाइक साइंटिफिक कैलकुलेटर, अगर कैलकुलेटर का ही हमें साइंटिफिक कैलकुलेटर हम उसमें इम्प्लीमेंट कर देते हैं तो उससे वो और ज़्यादा इंफीरियर और इवन फर्दर यूज के लिए एक अप्रोप्रिएट हमारा गाइडेंस भी मिलता रहेगा। एंड फोर्थ वन इज एक्विजिशनल एफिशिएंसी। इसमें सर क्या होगा कि जो नॉलेज हमें मतलब जो हम अपना नॉलेज के आर एस बना रहे हैं, जो नॉलेज रिप्रेजेंटेशन सिस्टम है, उसके लिए हमारे को कुछ ऑटोमेटिक मेथड्स भी होंगे। लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल इफ वी एक कैलकुलेटर का ही सर एग्जांपल मुझे सबसे अच्छा लगता है कि हमें जैसे रूट स्क्वायर निकालना है, तो हम कोई भी वैल्यू डालते हैं तो उसका रूट एकदम आंसर निकल के सामने आ जाता है। तो वो एक मतलब ऑटोमेटिकली मेथड क्रिएट हो जाएगा अगर हम अपना के आर एस बना रहे हैं तो।
Very good. Right. So I think इसने बहुत अच्छे से समझाया what are the requirements for a good knowledge based business system, and this may be asked to you in your exam also. So with this this is just enough for the today's class. So let me give you some questions. You just write it. Question number 1: what is the relationship in knowledge and the intelligence? Say maybe somebody have very good knowledge, but if he do not know how to use it, that is what we call intelligence. So many people have very good knowledge, but they don't know how to use that knowledge. So that is comes under intelligence. So this is how the knowledge and intelligence, these two terms are very different. Maybe Nishal or many students of you have good knowledge, means they are very but the person having the knowledge, we will not say he is intelligent. We can't say he is intelligent because you know many times many people have a knowledge of a particular thing, but they don't know how to where to apply that knowledge. Then it is dumb. So this is very important to understand. Similarly, if your machine, if you design some machine and it is very good in knowledge base, it has a very good knowledge base, very pure knowledge base, but as a ability to think is very less, then that machine is not so good. So that is why how can increase the intelligence? Definitely by training the machine. If you train the machine so well, then it is in order to pick best of the given things, then only your machine is said to be intelligent. That is why in the machine learning, rather than testing, training is very very important. So always that is why we use training set much bigger than the testing set. Definitely the testing is one of the requirement, but the training is much needed, because training makes the intelligence of that particular machine, rather which have very good knowledge base. So I think you all understand. So this is the first question: what is the relationship in knowledge and intelligence? Or second question, my second question is, What is the AI knowledge cycle? This is again very important. What is the AI knowledge cycle and what are the components? You will write it like this. What are the various components of what are the various components of AI knowledge cycle? So let me come move towards the next one. Next question. Next question is what are the various approaches? Write a short note. Just write a question. Write a short note on various approaches to knowledge representation. Write a short note on various approaches to knowledge representation. And the next one, the next one is what are the various requirements for knowledge representation system, for a good knowledge representation system. Sometimes it is asked like what are the various requirements for good KR system. Then KR is nothing but the knowledge representation system. So I think everybody understand this. So let me stop recording over here and we'll discuss if you have